traders, this is Blake Morrow. You were listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. Hopefully everybody's having a great trading session. And it's about that time. I want to get through all these majors, and let's start with the euro dollar. So, if you were on the Lunch Money webinar with me yesterday, I said I'm shorting some euro at 112.05, and I said, I'll give it up to 112.30. If it gets above 112.30, and this is yesterday afternoon, like I want to say it was right about here. Right about here is when I sold it. And I said if it gets above 112.30, I'll change my tune with the euro. But we broke this this uptrend line. You can see it right here, and I'll just be a little bit more, I think, granular in the analysis here. That breakage of that trend line, it really had me yesterday focused on dollar strength. It's the dollar index too that signaled it. And I've been surprised we hadn't seen more of a dollar pullback overnight. That to me was rather surprising. Even when I was going to bed last night, and I watched some Monday Night Football, and of course, for those of you that are American and if you play fantasy football, guess who my quarterback is? Those of you guys that watch American football and you play fantasy football, yeah, Andrew Luck. What a freaking disaster. No, not Carson Palmer. I actually just traded him over the weekend for DeMarco Murray, which is even worse because of DeMarco Murray's ineffectiveness against the Cowboys this weekend, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, you can only imagine how my week went. I mean, week one was great. Week two was horrible. Anyway, so I was watching Monday Night Football last night, and I'd look at the markets every once in a while, and nothing was really moving. Okay, and the dollar wasn't really pulling back. That didn't suggest that I should be buying more dollars. It just, I was surprised in Asian trade we didn't see more of a dollar pullback. The dollar just, it's kind of grinding higher. And the thing is, and I want to point out, and I know I said it a little bit earlier, but look at these ranges, guys. Marie says Tebow could do better than some of these quarterbacks. I know, like the offense is crazy. Anyway, but look at these ranges. Look at these tight ranges. Now the Aussies had a little bit of a 76 pip trading range. The Kiwi or the cable is weak, and that is predominantly due to the data that we've seen out of the UK overnight, which public sector net borrowing I think was a little weaker, and we had the CBI industrial order expectations came in a little weak, but overall very tight trading ranges nonetheless. I mean, what that also suggests to me is if the market wants to move, it can. And if we start breaking into new highs or new lows today, like in the euro, for example, it can really move. So in other words, the euro is only 10 pips off of its lows. If the dollar decides it wants to start cooking right now, and we want to start breaking through those lows, it could really get its mojo on. You know what I'm saying? We could be trading down at 111 rather quickly. These are tight trading ranges, nowhere near our daily ATRs, our average trading ranges. Okay. So with that being said, now you take the the low to high of the most recent support. This is where we had our most recent lows back in the beginning of September. We're at the 786 right now. You can see we're at the 786 and we're consolidating below it. This suggests to me that 111 is not out of the question today. Now, if you go to the bigger range, now this is the range that I'm more concerned with right here. Okay, this bigger lows that are at 107, 108, all the way up to 117. This is where I'm mostly concerned with right now. Okay, And you can see that our low today is at the 618. So we got this fib confluence right where we're at. Again, all we're doing right now is we're sitting, okay? We're sitting on a 618, a 786. That suggests to me if we break, we start cracking these lows, 111 is not out of the question, and 110 is definitely not out of the question. And frankly, I'm just telling you, that's where I'm targeting. And I know Paul's like, hey, you got to be careful here and with your long dollars. And I hear what he's saying, but I also don't see any reason to cover him yet. You know what I mean? Like I hear you, but I don't see any reason why I need to be getting out just yet. Okay. Like I said, the dollar has not sold off as stocks have sold off. And you know what's been happening when stocks rally, the dollar goes up. So I don't like saying this, but to me it feels like the dollar's in a kind of a no lose situation at this moment. Now that's not the right thing to say, because you can't say, well, dollar's going to go up no matter what. But the dollar has been going up as the market rallies. The market overnight, the dollar has gone up even as stocks have gone down. So, what's it going to be? Is the stock market bounce back, at the open? Does the dollar continue its rally? Does the stock market continue to roll over, and the dollar starts to pick up a risk aversion bid for safe haven purposes? I don't know. But what I will tell you is today's lows are very important. Okay. If you look at the low from back here in July to the highs in August, the 618 comes in at 1157. Okay. Today, the 786 is 1168, basically where we're at. The overnight low is 1155. I'm going to write down two supports. 1.1090, 1.1155. Okay. In other words, if we crack, let's go back to a 4-hour chart. If we crack lows of the day, we break these lows right here, I think we're going to test 111 and, probe 111 support like we did before, break through 111, test below 111, try to get some of those stops below there and retest this horizontal support. So in other words, I'll just grab this and do this. That looks doable. Okay. Now on rallies, any move back up, and this is, actually I shouldn't have deleted that, but that's okay. Any move back up towards this 112.30 level is going to find some sellers. So now, if you're not long the dollar, what you're hoping for is a move back up here to get long dollars or to get short the euro. Okay. Or, we're doing this. If you want to buy the euro, I think buying it down here is a better place to buy it. Now that we've cracked this trend line. All right. So 112.30 is resistance. We are in a range. Okay. Let's go over to the cable. Now the pound's weak, but I give the buts. We're coming in a trend line support. Remember, this red candle here is not. This isn't real. This happened Friday afternoon, late Friday afternoon, after the market closed. MB Trading their picks up data even after the market closes, because you can actually trade with MB Trading. Like a lot of brokers, they shut down at 4 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. MB Trading can trade all the way till 5 o'clock. It's great because it allows banks to kind of get in and get out. You can get in and get out even after the market closes on Friday afternoon. It's a nice feature. Unfortunately, they still pick up candles and price action after that. So right at the very, like just at 4:55 p.m. Eastern, what happens is the bid completely drops out of the market, and then it leaves these wacky candles sometimes on Friday afternoon, especially if you're looking at an hour or 4-hour chart. But anyway, so I connect the bottoms, and the trend line comes in at 154.20. Our low right here is 154.28. So it's kind of like the euro. Same thing here. We've got support right here. And if we crack that, we're probably going to be seeing this 153.30 level in fairly short order. So let me remove that and let's zoom a little bit and let's do this. Low, high. Okay. So you got the 50% retracement that's holding this far. So I'm going to write down 154.15, and then below that, you see all this horizontal support through here. It all comes back into play, roughly, like looks right through here. 153.30, okay? So 154.15, I'll look at the euro. It's going to crack. 1.5330, 154.15. I mean, I'm writing down these numbers because we're there. We're on them. You know what I mean? We're here. I mean, look at the euro. I mean, we're 3 pips from lows, and it looks like the euro is going to just completely poop the bed, right? Okay. Um, Resistance. Now, if you were long the cable, the question is, if you were long, where would you want to get out? I mean, if you get some sort of bounce here, at what point would you be like, oh, God, thank God we just bounced right back to there? You know, um, that's the way you got to be thinking at this point, because think defensively. If somebody's long, if you're long, if you make it back to this previous support, would you be happy just to get out? I mean, see this hourly spike? I mean, we spiked up here and people are like, I'm getting out. I see us breaking down. We got to spike up and people are like, I'm selling into that spike. They're going to do it again through here, through here, through there, through there. It comes in at 154.80. So any rally back to 154.80, you're going to find sellers. Again, think defensively. Think, I'm not long or short. Well, I mean, I've got short pound yen, but and I'm short the pound and the euro. I'm long the euro pound, but but um, think about, like, if you're long the pound dollar, you're seeing this bloodletting. You're just happy if you rally back to here. You'll be like, get me the hell out. I just want out. Think defensively from somebody who's long. You may not be long right now. You may be like me looking for a short, but you just think about, okay, if a trader was long, where are they going to want to get the hell out? You know, I would be trying to get out up here if I was long. All right. So let's go into the Swissy. So I bought the Swissy yesterday, and I'm gonna reiterate. I'm really surprised that it's. I'm really surprised the Swiss franc is not stronger. When I got up this morning and I saw S&P, futures getting crushed, I was like, ah, oh, crap. Yeah, the thing I was thinking, I'm like, oh, these yen pairs probably move lower, which is great, because I'm still short some very small pound yen, but that's had a nice recovery. But I'm also long the dollar Swiss, and I'm long the euro Swiss. And I was thinking, oh, great. Well, I made back a little bit of money on my pound yen, rolling back over. Fantastic. But I was thinking at the same time, the dollar Swiss is probably completely crap the bed as well. So when I got up this morning and I saw futures as weak as they were, I was surprised that the dollar Swiss wasn't trading below 97 cents again. And that to me is impressive. Now I don't necessarily, like, Takis had text me, tweeted me this morning and said, hey, with the stock market rolling over, are you going to sell your dollar Swiss long? Because I picked it up yesterday afternoon. And I'm like, yeah, I normally would, but it's holding up really well. despite the stock market being so weak. So um, with that being said, I'm still hanging on. And, it's just like the euro. It's opposite of the euro. We had this false breakdown on Thursday, created this reversal. Okay. I was long the Swissy yesterday. I sold it, and then I went right back and rebought it. Um, so with that being said, let's remove some of this stuff. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to remove that. Remove that for now. I'm going to remove that. I don't know why that's there, so I'm going to remove that. And let's do this. High, low. Really critical resistance today is right here. Critical. It's a 786 retracement. Spike highs, multiple spike highs right through here. That comes in at 97.65. If that breaks, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be extremely bullish, the Swissy. So if we break 97.60, we're coming in. We're getting really close to actually. It's 98 and change here. So if we break 97.65, that's going to be really bullish. I might actually add if that happens. 97.65. I'm going to put an asterisk there. If we break that, I might actually buy more. Okay, we are in a range right now. I know it's coming off right as we speak, but I'm just saying if we break above those highs, it's a 786 retracement, multiple spike highs up there. Yeah. Now, where's support? Looks like it's right through here. I mean, you can see that spike high, these lows. So it's I'm just going to write down 97. 97 cents should offer some support, but it's tough to trade it. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit I'm not really, like, I'm glad I'm long a little bit. I'm not getting super excited about it because it doesn't look super bullish either. We break above this 97.60 and I'll probably be adding though. Okay. But I don't want to, I don't like to be bearish these Swiss pairs. I just don't believe in buying the Swiss franc with, the Swiss National Bank running a 3/4 basis point, negative carry. I don't believe in buying the Swiss franc at all. All right, let's go over to the dollar yen. So the dollar yen, we saw. Okay, and matter of fact, I'm going to cancel my order right now since I had an order at 120.85 overnight. I just canceled it. Never got hit. You guys might remember I was trying to sell it up here. Obviously, I wish I would have got filled, but it never happened. Um, so the 618 is holding thus far. Oops, didn't want to do that. Okay, 618 is holding thus far. 119.68, is that what it was? What's the low here? 119.60, so 119.70 support. Below there is 119.40, but 119.70 is support. It is bearish. You guys know that, right? It's bearish because of the breakdown from a couple weeks ago. This made it bearish. That sell-off, okay? Resistance. It's a nice little hammer on this 4-hour chart. So resistance will be back at 120 and a quarter. Let's imagine equities bounce back. So 120.25. You know, for those of you that want to be on the short side of the dollar yen, probably up here would be the place to do it. You know, see a little rally back here like that. All right, let's take a look at the Canadian. Let's do the Canadian really quick, time-wise. All right, so here's our really look at this rejection up here. Now, let me delete that. That obviously didn't happen. Trying to buy dips in the dollar Canadian. We might be able to get it. Look at this wick, look at that long wick here. Now, crude oil is weak. God, it's really tempting to buy the dollar Canadian right now. I'm not doing it at this second because crude oil is so weak and the dollar looks pretty firm, but this is a little concerning here. I ain't gonna lie, that's a little concerning. See, these false breakouts are it's been typical with the Canadian. I mean, these are real moves too. This is the craziest thing, isn't it? Yeah, I bought the dollar Canadian like right here, and I bought it like right here. Both those days. Bought it down here, sold it over here. Bought it down here, sold it like over here. And it's these extreme dips allow for good buying opportunities, but it's very limited on upside follow through too. Let's get rid of this for now. This is a tough chart. Very, very tough to read. This is one of the tougher intraday charts to read. Okay, so what I'm going to do for now is I'm gonna mark down this number here, which is 131.10, right? 131.10, really key resistance, support. One 132.18, excuse me, 132.15. Okay. 1.3215 and 133.10, 133.10, and it's a range, and you just have to be really careful trading this range now. Okay. You know what's interesting is we're seeing equities bounce a little bit. Dollar's pulling back. Equities bounce, dollar pulling back. Dollar's taking on that safe haven bid. Something to note. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. When I come back, we'll do the Aussie Kiwi dollar index. We'll take a look at the other currencies, the peso, the Nordic currencies, see what those are up to. Don't go anywhere. Thanks, everybody. All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. So let's start. Let's get back to it. We're going to go with the Kiwi. Here's the Kiwi dollar. So the Kiwi broke through 63 cents briefly. It's kind of bounced back since then. This is really pretty key. Excuse me, pretty key support with the Kiwi dollar. I surprised it's holding up as well as it is, but it is coming under a little bit of pressure now that we've broken through that upsloping trend line. You can see it here. I do not have any short Kiwi dollar exposure, although yesterday I was thinking to myself, I don't know why I don't short the Kiwi dollar, but I hadn't yet. I'm just kind of trying to clear out some of these fibs and lines and stuff for now. Let's take this low here, the spike low to the high. 786 comes in at 62.88, so that's 62.90. I'm going to mark that down as support. If we get through there, we have the 62.40. Let's just go with the running assumption that the stock market continues to pull back. I know we're bouncing right now, but let's just imagine that we break through the overnight lows at some point today. The question would be, would the Kiwi break through lows as well? I think so, right? I think one of the reasons why the Kiwi is supported at this very moment is because equities have bounced. We were down, when I stepped in, we were down like 280 in the Dow futures. Now we're only down 220. So I think that stabilization of equity markets is also stabilizing the Kiwi. But if equity markets go back and retest those lows, break those lows, we could very easily, take out these lows here. Okay. Obviously we're being capped at the moment by this previous low and these highs, these spike highs. So that previous low right here is 63.36. So I'm just going to write down 63.35 as resistance right now. It's a real tight range. I mean, I know look, the distance between 62.90 and 63.35 is only 45 pips, but also keep in mind that the range today in the Kiwi is only 40 pips between its highs and lows. So it's really, really tight trading ranges at the moment. Okay. It is bearish. The Kiwi is still bearish. Unlike the Aussie, which is more of a range trading environment now, the Kiwi, as long as we're below that yellow trend line, it's bearish. I know I've made that note for a while, but it's, it is what it is. All right, let's go over to the Aussie. So here's the Aussie dollar. Now this was a big failure on the Aussie's part, and I'm still kicking myself in the ass for not shorting the Aussie above 72 cents the other day. I mean, I was looking at it. I'm like, I should short it here. It was a failure on the underside of the monthly and weekly charts. I mean, low, 72, 72.20, 72.50, and we are consolidating below that trend line. And all last week was just a retest of that trend line, left some long wicks, and I'm like, why am I not short? And I'm still not short. So anyway, support. $70.50 should support the Aussie now. Okay, let's remove some of these fibs here just to get them out of the way. 618 comes in at 70.50 as well. That should be a really good place for the Aussie dollar to bounce. Okay. If we break below 750, that would be nasty. So this is going to be really key support. 70.50 asterisk. That's key support for the Aussie dollar. Resistance. That 4-hour spike high right there. We got like previous supports over here. 71.58, so 71.60 is resistance. We're in a range now. Let's go over to the dollar index. Dollar index is still bullish. All right, look at the euro still pushing. We're near our lows. Okay, so now we have to think about where the dollar index can bounce here. That 618 previous support, that's all coming into play here, and that comes in at 96.20. I want to give it more than that, but this is kind of like the euro dollar. You know, if the euro dollar breaks through 111.55, then we're going to go see 110.90, which would be like breaking 96.20. Then we're going to go out and see 97.15, 97.10. Those highs over here, highs over there. I mean, the euro's testing lows as we speak. But before we get there, we would get here, and this is going to be tough. So that's going to be a 96.60. I'm going to write that down. 96.60, and a retest of this trend line would take us down to 95.60. So 96.50, 95.50, 95.50, 96. Wait, 96.60, 95.60. Sorry. Yeah. And we are in a range environment. All right, let's take a real quick look at peso. Whoops, just flip that. Here's the peso. Nice breakout here above that when we broke that 1665 yesterday. Stretching our legs. Now, check this out. Big time resistance. Oh, shoot, we're already taking it out. Huh. Yeah, this peso looks like it's going higher. It looks like we're resuming our uptrend here. Wait, let's go back to this 4-hour chart. Oh, shoot, man. Oh, yeah, that's a resumption of trend. All right, this is just, all this is just another flag pattern. You know, however you want to draw it, like this or like that. It's just a continuation pattern. For those of you that trade the peso, you know, that thing's really bulled up. Euro's hitting new lows. We just traded 11.49. Let's see here. I would guess the next target with the peso is about probably 17 pesos right up here, something like that. Oh, look at the Norwegian krona. False breakdown, bounce like a bat out of hell. Wow. Swedish krona probably played right off that support, really key. Oh yeah. Swedish krona broke out yesterday, continues to rally. Yeah, the dollar looks bullish, guys. I mean, you can try to fade the dollar all you want, but it looks really bullish here. I mean, this even the Swedish krona with all the favorable Swedish data that we've had the last couple of weeks. I mean, it still looks like it's going to rip higher. The U.S. dollar, Swedish krona. Anyway, I'll keep those off the bias chart. Here's your bias chart right now. I'm gonna let you write that down, and let me go into some questions. So